When most people talk stopping power, they think tactical rifles. But there's a class of handguns so brutal, so unrelenting, they make those rifles feel like airsoft toys. These aren't your grandpa's six-shooters. They're precision-built beasts, forged from decades of ballistic science and chambered in cartridges meant to drop charging elephants. Tonight, we unleash 8 revolvers that outmuscle rifles twice their price. German-engineered legends, American iron that spits rifle rounds, and wheel guns so intimidating they can make even seasoned shooters rethink everything they know about firepower. This is raw, close-quarters dominance, revolver style. Number 8. Colt Anaconda. The Colt Anaconda proves that legendary American engineering never really dies. It just comes back, reborn with modern precision. At $1,699, you're not just buying a revolver, you're getting a piece of American firearms heritage that blends the soul of the original snake gun with today's top-tier manufacturing. Built on Colt's beefy I-frame, the Anaconda sports precision machined stainless steel that laughs off corrosion and hard use. Chambered in .44 Magnum, it pushes a 240-grain bullet at 1180 feet per second, delivering 742 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, more than enough to stop a charging grizzly or punch clean through automotive glass like it's nothing. The 6-inch barrel hits that sweet spot between velocity and maneuverability, giving you control no rifle can match in tight spaces. That full-length underbarrel ejector rod lug, not just for looks, it's solid reinforcement that keeps this revolver cycling flawlessly for thousands of rounds. You get an adjustable rear sight and a red ramp front sight for precision hits out to 100 yards, while the Hogue rubber grip soaks up the heavy recoil of Magnum loads. The double-action trigger breaks at 12 pounds, with a crisp 4-pound single-action pull that feels like custom shop work. Where the Anaconda really pulls ahead of rifles is in versatility and concealment. While a rifle shooter's wrestling a 36-inch gun around corners or inside a vehicle, the Anaconda's already delivered 6 rounds of hard-hitting .44 Magnum. Cops all over the country know the psychological punch of a big-frame revolver. Guys who smirk at a patrol rifle suddenly rethink their life choices when they're staring down the .429-inch bore of an Anaconda. Number 7. Korth NXS. From the precision workshops of Germany comes a revolver that redefines what mechanical perfection looks like in a handgun. The Korth NXS, available through Nighthawk Custom at $5,299, is German engineering fused with American firepower, and the results? Nothing short of extraordinary. Chambered in .44 Magnum, the NXS packs a DLC-coated frame tougher than most rifle barrels, paired with a 416R stainless steel barrel that delivers sub-2-inch groups at 50 yards right out of the box. That 8-round cylinder gives you 33% more firepower than your standard 6-shot wheel gun, and the 4-inch barrel hits that perfect balance between velocity and handling. At 55.3 ounces, this revolver's got the mass to soak up recoil, all while sending premium 240-grain loads downrange at 1180 feet per second. The NXS runs on Korth's legendary lockwork. Every trigger is hand-tuned to break at exactly 2.8 pounds in single action, with a double-action pull so smooth it's like running your finger through silk. The adjustable rear sight lets you dial in windage and elevation with surgical precision, while the interchangeable front sight adapts to different bullet weights and velocities. What really sets the NXS apart from rifles isn't just raw power, it's the intimidation factor of German precision. When somebody realizes they're staring down a revolver that costs more than their car and shoots like a precision rifle, that's psychological warfare before the first shot's fired. With 8 rounds ready to go, you're packing more immediate firepower than most bolt-action hunting rifles, and your instant follow-up shots make those rifles look slow by comparison. This is a revolver for shooters who demand rifle-grade accuracy in a package that rides comfortably in a shoulder holster. Number 6. Taurus Raging Hunter 460. Brazilian engineering meets American cartridge supremacy in the Taurus Raging Hunter 460. A revolver that dishes out rifle-level ballistics for just $1,269. Less than a lot of guys spend on a single tactical optic. This isn't just affordable power, it's a full-on hunting system disguised as a handgun. The .460 Smith & Wesson Magnum pushes a 200-grain bullet at 2,330 feet per second, hitting with a brutal 2,405 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. That's more punch than a .30-30 Winchester rifle, and it's coming from a 10.5-inch barrel on a gun that weighs just 4 pounds 7 ounces. The massive frame is cut from solid steel billets, with a cylinder almost 2 inches in diameter to take the insane pressures this cartridge produces. The dual-stage muzzle brake isn't just for show. It cuts felt recoil by about 30% while throwing a blast signature you can hear and feel from a quarter-mile away. The cushioned grip insert and recoil-absorbing system keep even full house loads manageable, while the fiber optic front sight and adjustable rear sight let you land hits out to 150 yards. Here's where the Raging Hunter gets downright intimidating. It's convertible. The same revolver that spits out .460 Smith & Wesson Magnum will also chamber .454 Casull and .45 Colt, giving you 3 distinct power levels in one platform. Good luck convincing a guy with a single-purpose rifle that he's got that kind of flexibility. The psychological impact of looking down the barrel of something delivering 2,400 foot-pounds is real. Folks instinctively know that whatever's on the receiving end is done. When accuracy matters and concealment counts, the Taurus Raging Hunter .460 brings rifle-grade performance in a package no long gun can match. Number 5. Colt Python. The return of the Colt Python is everything Colt ever got right about revolvers, now refined with modern machining and available for $1,699. This isn't just nostalgia. This is the definitive .357 Magnum revolver, built to perform in ways that make rifles feel overcomplicated. The Python's legendary accuracy comes from that hand-fitted barrel-to-cylinder fit, precision work that rivals custom shop builds. Sure, .357 Magnum might sound tame compared to the monster Magnums we've covered, but the numbers tell a different story. Premium 125-grain hollow points scream out of the 6-inch barrel at 1,450 feet per second, dumping 583 foot-pounds of energy with nasty terminal effect. The full-length ejector rod housing adds the rigidity you need for repeatable shot-after-shot accuracy. Where the Python leaves rifles in the dust for defense is in its balance of power and control. The ventilated rib cuts barrel whip and gives you an extended sight radius, while the target hammer and trigger give you a single action brake that's clean at 4.5 pounds. That royal blue finish, not just for looks, it's deep, it's rich, and it shrugs off wear and corrosion better than most rifle coatings out there. And then there's the intimidation factor. For over 50 years, the Python's been the sidearm of choice for serious professionals who demanded accuracy and reliability without compromise. When somebody catches sight of that distinctive profile and ventilated rib, they instantly know they're up against a shooter who chose precision over spray and pray. The psychological edge instant and overwhelming. Rifles look bulky and mechanical compared to the organic perfection of a Python in trained hands. This wheel gun has shut down more confrontations without firing a shot than most rifles ever will in a lifetime. Number 4. Ruger Super Redhawk Alaskan. When Alaska's fish and game officers need a sidearm that can stop a charging grizzly at arm's length, they grab the Ruger Super Redhawk Alaskan, chambered in .454 Casull. At $1,499, this is straight-up bear medicine in a compact package that delivers rifle-level punch out of a 2.5-inch barrel. The .454 Casull round out of this short beast drives a 250-grain bullet at 1,625 feet per second, smashing out 1,466 foot-pounds of energy, enough to punch through both sides of an engine block. That stubby barrel throws a blinding fireball and concussion wave that's intimidating to anyone within 20 feet, while the Hogue Tamer grip soaks up recoil with its advanced rubber compound. The satin stainless finish shrugs off Alaska's brutal weather, and the adjustable rear sight keeps you on target despite sight radius. What makes the Alaskan so devastating compared to a rifle is speed. While a rifle needs to be shouldered, sights aligned, and carefully pressed off, the Alaskan can send 6 rounds bone-crushing power as fast as you can work the trigger. Its triple-lock cylinder keeps timing perfect under extreme stress, and the transfer bar safety means no accidental discharges in the middle of a full adrenaline bear charge. The intimidation factor here is primal. It's obvious this thing was built to stop the most dangerous animals on Earth, and anybody looking down that barrel knows it's engineered to end a grizzly. Full-power 454 Casull loads out of this gun produce a muzzle blast so violent it can physically disorient anyone nearby, giving you a tactical edge that no rifle can touch. The Super Redhawk Alaskan doesn't just show up, it announces itself with authority and ends trouble through overwhelming power. Number 3. Freedom Arms Model 83. When accuracy matters more than anything, when your life depends on putting a bullet exactly where you aim, there's only one choice: the Freedom Arms Model 83. Priced at $2,994 for the field grade, this isn't just a revolver. It's a precision instrument that delivers custom rifle accuracy from a handgun platform. Built in Wyoming with tolerances measured in 10,000ths of an inch, the Model 83 chambered in 454 Casull represents the pinnacle of American single-action design. The 4.75-inch barrel pushes a 300-grain bullet to 1,625 feet per second, generating 1,755 foot-pounds of energy while still holding sub-2-inch groups at 50 yards. The stainless steel frame is precision machined from solid billets, and every revolver is test-fired for accuracy before it ever leaves the factory. Its legendary accuracy comes from perfect barrel-to-cylinder alignment and hand-fitted lockwork. The single-action trigger breaks at a crisp 2.5 pounds with zero pep over travel. The adjustable rear sight lets you dial in windage and elevation with precision, while optional scope mounts turn this wheel gun into a legitimate long-range hunting tool, outshooting many rifles in both accuracy and dependability. Where the Freedom Arms truly earns its reputation is in reliability under brutal conditions. While complicated rifle actions can jam, freeze, or seize up, the Model 83's simple, rock-solid mechanism keeps running, no matter the weather, mud, or neglect. And the psychological effect? Instant. Anyone who knows guns recognizes the ultimate expression of American craftsmanship and knows the person holding it values precision above everything else. This is the revolver for the shooter who gets one shot to save their life and refuses to trust that shot to anything less than perfection. Number 2. Magnum Research BFR. The Magnum Research BFR. That's biggest, finest revolver, chambered in 4570 government, represents something unprecedented in handgun design. A revolver that fires a full-power rifle cartridge. Starting at about $1,200, this is arguably the most devastating handgun ever mass-produced, delivering performance that makes most rifles look downright inadequate. The 4570 government cartridge pushes a 405-grain bullet at 1,330 feet per second from the 7.5-inch barrel, generating an absolutely crushing 1,590 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. And that's just the beginning, because with modern loads, the BFR can handle 500-grain bullets at 1,200 feet per second, creating nearly 1,600 foot-pounds of energy, with penetration capabilities that exceed most rifle cartridges. The all-stainless steel construction shrugs off the enormous pressures generated by rifle rounds, while the precision-grade barrel delivers surprisingly tight accuracy for something with this much horsepower. The BFR's intimidation factor is off the charts. Anyone who knows firearms recognizes that distinctive long cylinder and immediately understands they're facing something that fires rifle ammunition from a handgun. The muzzle blast and recoil are unmistakable, creating a psychological shockwave you just can't ignore. The single-action trigger breaks clean at 4 pounds, letting you place precision shots even with the bone-shaking recoil. What makes the BFR truly dangerous in the right hands is its unpredictability. Nobody expects rifle-level ballistics from a revolver, and that element of surprise can be decisive. The massive wound channels created by 4570 bullets are legendary with big game hunters, and that terminal performance doesn't change just because it's coming from a handgun. This is rifle power with pistol maneuverability, giving you tactical advantages no long gun can match. Number 1. Smith & Wesson Model 500. At the summit of handgun power stands the Smith & Wesson Model 500, the most powerful production revolver ever manufactured. At $1,569, you're not just buying a gun, you're acquiring the ultimate expression of ballistic supremacy. A revolver that delivers more raw power than most hunting rifles while still fitting in a shoulder holster. The 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum cartridge is a ballistic monster, pushing a 350-grain bullet at 1,975 feet per second and generating over 3,030 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. That's more power than a .30-06 Springfield, and delivered from an 8.375-inch barrel that weighs just 4.6 pounds. The X-frame construction required an entirely new metallurgical approach, with steel specs that exceed those used in rifle actions. The compensated barrel tames felt recoil while creating a muzzle blast you can literally feel from 50 feet away. The Model 500's accuracy is remarkable for such a powerhouse, delivering 3-inch groups at 50 yards with proper loads. The high-vis fiber optic front sight and adjustable rear sight give excellent visibility, while the synthetic grips feature recoil-absorbing inserts that make this hand cannon surprisingly manageable. The double-action trigger pulls at 12 pounds, breaking to a clean 4.5-pound single-action pull that lets you place shots precisely, even with the earth-moving recoil. But the true superiority of the Model 500 over rifles lies in its psychological warfare capabilities. The intimidation factor is off the charts. This revolver fires cartridges developed because nothing else was powerful enough. The sound signature is unmistakable, the muzzle flash is visible in broad daylight, and the knowledge that you're facing something capable of 3,000 foot-pounds of energy is mentally crushing. While rifle shooters are worrying about wind drift and bullet drop, the Model 500 shooter is delivering point-blank devastation that makes all those calculations irrelevant. This is the revolver that proves raw, unfiltered power will always trump tactical complexity. These 8 revolvers represent the pinnacle of handgun engineering, each delivering performance that challenges everything we thought we knew about stopping power and intimidation factor. From German precision to American brute force, these wheel guns prove that sometimes the most fearsome weapon is the one that fits in your hand but hits like a freight train. Which of these powerhouses would earn a place in your collection? Let me know in the comments below, and stay tuned for our upcoming review of the most powerful hunting cartridges that were deemed too dangerous for civilian use.